Florida has been increasingly red in recent years and increasingly radical along with it. The Republicans have their favorite governor in Ron DeSantis, and they apparently feel so emboldened that they're pretty much done tolerating the Democratic Party. And I don't mean that in metaphoric terms, I mean that they're pushing to banish it. No more Democratic Party in Florida. This is wild. This is being pursued by Senator Blaise Ingoglia, Republican of Spring Hill, has this new bill, SB 1248. It doesn't mention the word Democrat or Democratic, but let's see if we can figure out how it's talking about them. It's the ultimate cancel act, according to him. It would decertify any political party that ever included a plank to support slavery in its platform, something the Democratic Party did between 1844 and 1864, which I imagine is a year or two ago. After this is passed, registered voters of that party would receive notices from the state that their party had been canceled and that they're now no party voters for the canceled Democratic Party. They could re-register as long as the name is substantially different from the name of any other party previously registered. So what you should understand is that Blaise Ingoglia wants you to believe that this is him being clever or joking around. The issue is that it's not funny. He clearly supports the fascist destruction of his political opponents and thinks that this is a clever way to do it, just to destroy the Democratic Party outright, to make some sort of point about how Democrats are canceling too much. It's undercut a little bit by the fact that the Republican Party is going around Florida trying to find literally every book they can to set fire to. So that's sort of an issue, as well as pushing entire communities into the shadows. So if you want to make a clever point about cancellation, maybe look in the mirror there, Ingoglia. But anyway, we're gonna have more quotes from him. JR, what do you think about what they're trying to do?
Well, this is the thing. He's going to be embarrassed when he discovers that, as he's pointing out, the Democratic Party in that time frame had that plank into their, in their party plans or agenda that included slavery, right? He's going to be really upset when he discovers that the current folks in his party also support those types of things. In fact, they support the things that came from it. They still support police with qualified immunity as they beat and kill people that they think they can beat and kill and have this level of immunity. So the prison systems and the way that we incarcerate people and our judicial system, the way it's biased against certain other folks, all born from that evil moment back in the day that he's trying to make sure is decertified from that party. So it's grown from there. So I would hope, in being the principled Republican that he is, that he'll continue to be against all the things that came from it. But first, he's gonna have to discover that those things did come from it, and that we have many systems in our society that are based off of those rules and those platforms from way back in the day. He's gonna be really upset when he has to discover the people that he's trying to decertify have grown into the people that he surrounded himself with. And after he looks in the mirror, he's gonna go, oh, it's me too. He knows this, his supporters know it, and it's the same ploy over and over and over again to act like, you know what the party did back in the day?
Yeah.
Who's supporting it now? What are your supporters saying about these types of debates and things now? When someone says Black Lives Matter, or when they say maybe you should stop murdering black folks indiscriminately and think you can get away with it. When people say those things, and then you, who was against the discrimination and enslavement of black Americans here, are now saying that this is a problem. You're gonna have to be consistent, because I guess if we flesh this out, we'll see who you really are.
100%. Look, if you want to acknowledge that the Democrats 160 years ago did this, I think that's a great point. We should understand that history. You don't even have to go back 160 years to have issues with the racial politics of the Democratic Party. You don't have to go back a year. Let's have that conversation. But if you're aggrieved by the fact that the Democrats were this way 160 years ago, why doesn't it bother you that your base is that way now, like right now, as Jayar is pointing out? And by the way, this isn't like some wild speculation. You guys can't go a day without minimizing the horrors of slavery. You get off on trying to say that it really wasn't that bad. Ask Americans at large what they think about different racial groups. And you can see that there's plenty of racism to go around, certainly, but clustered amongst Republicans is a horrendous grouping of racial stereotypes against not only black Americans, but basically everyone else. And so all of this is out there, Blaise, take a look at it. And by the way, I just want to respond to one of his comments. He says, for years now, leftist activists have been trying to cancel people and companies for things they've said or done in the past. First of all, you are so excited about the fact that Ron DeSantis is attacking Disney for having a same-sex cartoon kiss. So again, glass houses. Anyway, This includes the removal of statues and memorials and the renaming of buildings. Using this standard, it would be hypocritical not to cancel the Democratic Party itself for the same thing. Yeah, but it's not the same thing. You're talking about something that was 160 years ago, not a monument right now to that thing. That's the difference. But anyway, he says that the legislation is in response to leftist activists calling for the removal of blah, blah, blah. Some people want to have uncomfortable conversations about certain subjects. Let's have those conversations. No, but see, you're saying that in an, I can't say the word I want to say, an essy little way. That's how you're saying, let's have it. But you don't actually want to have it. We want to have it. That's the whole philosophical underpinning of being woke, is acknowledging these inconvenient truths and understanding things that aren't necessarily super comfortable to you. We do actually want to have that conversation. You very much don't. That's why you guys are going around to universities and schools around the state and literally banning the teaching of these things, stripping literature out of those libraries. Don't pretend that you want to have uncomfortable conversations. Your entire political ideology is based around not being exposed for even a microsecond to the least inconvenient of facts, potentially. We're ready to acknowledge the truth, the historic truth of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party and America at large. And we're also willing to do it right now. Don't pretend that you have even one bit of those philosophical cojones.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.